Boom. Hey, what's going on, folks? Dr. Dan here from Ozark MMJ Cards. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Always nice to get with you guys and give a little bit of cannabis knowledge when I do have the time and opportunity. So thanks for tuning in, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share our videos. I love to have the videos shared especially for the crowd out there that's really just curious about learning more about cannabis products and how to dose them. Cool. So what we're going to be jumping into today, folks, is really just piggybacking off the last video where we did a kind of an indica discussion. Today we're going to be delving into the sativa discussion. All right. What makes sativa so awesome and what makes people want to gravitate towards them, and why would a particular patient want to choose a sativa in lieu of choosing an indica, or what sort of situation might we want to choose a sativa type strain? Okay, so cool. Sativas, what's the big difference, firstly, between sativa varieties and indica varieties? Okay, so firstly, the sativa plant, when it was originally sort of described, the cannabis sativa plant, a taller, more slender, more slender version of the plant, and the indica varieties are kind of more short and squat, broader variety of plant. So from a morphological perspective, there's that. From the effects perspective, which I think is the more pertinent discussion here, the sativas tend to be more of an energetic kind of head high. You know what I mean? A little bit more of the kind of hard rock sort of pace, Metallica sort of pace of things with sativa brands versus the indica varieties, the indica chemovars. These are more of a relaxing, sedating, chill type vibe. All right. You can check out the video that I made recently regarding the indicas. But broadly speaking, those are the effects that are most commonly noted. There are some exceptions, just based on variety in an individual's endocannabinoid system makeup. All right. Where a particular sativa strain that has that uplifting, energetic type effect might have a paradoxical effect in being sedating on a certain patient, just because their endocannabinoid system is just wired that way. All right. It's unique, like your thumbprint. Okay. So you can have paradoxic effects with these sativas, but for the most part, sativas noted for having that uplifting, energizing, mentally invigorating, get up off the couch, get up and move type effect. So real handy for people who might suffer from fatigue, be it mental or physical fatigue, depression, lethargy, these sorts of things, narcolepsy, that sort of thing, cataplexy, that sort of thing. All right, where you have a relative deficit of movement and energy, and you want to learn, you want to find a way to sort of kickstart it and get yourself up and moving. So sativa's real effective in that effort. If someone is looking for a real clear, lucid boost of creativity, if they're about to sit down and write something for, a piano composition or a creative piece of poetry or another piece of written work, sativas are real handy in those efforts. Okay, so getting back to the original idea of what makes a sativa, what makes it a sativa. All right, because these chemovars they're gonna differ in their chemical composition from one another. That's why we call them chemovars. They're a certain variety of a certain chemical makeup. All right, so we're moving away a lot from the whole idea of just strain. Strain is something that sort of verbiage is something that we use more appropriately for bacteria, viruses. It's currently in the vernacular of cannabis products right now, but I think using chemovar is a more appropriate way of approaching that idea, that term. Okay, so again, folks, it's going to boil down to the terpenes. What's going to define an indica or a sativa and make it unique? It's going to boil down to the terpenes. Okay, that's what's going to give any particular cannabis chemovar its its particular individual nature. All right. And in this case, it's going to be the abundance of pinene, all right, and limonene. They both sort of smell how they sound in their names, Pinene, well, pine forest, limonene, pledge, the lemony sort of flavor, scent. So these tend to be very uplifting, invigorating. They give you a lot of mental clarity. These are ideal sort of, for the purposes of why people use sativas. All right, they're trying to get energized, clear, moving. So really, long story short, that's really what makes a sativa a sativa. It's going to be the terpene composition. And not just that, the relative lack of myrcene, all right, which is another terpene. The myrcene is the real relaxing sort of cannabis terpene that gives people that sort of chill, Willie Nelson, Snoop Dogg kind of vibe. That kind of like, yeah, whatever. I can't do Snoop Dogg's voice. I don't want to get an angry call from Snoop saying, "Hey, man, you're trying to imitate me." I don't appreciate it. Sending West Side for you. But that's really myrcene is that terpene that really gives that sedated, cool, chill vibe. And sativas go against that grain, and they have a relative lack of myrcene, as opposed to the indica varieties that have a high myrcene content that lends to their relaxing, chill, sedative type properties. So that's really the short story, folks. I didn't want to belabor the point more than I should, but really, if you're taking just an objective look at the whole idea of cannabis as medicine, the terpenes are really going to define the characteristics of any one chemovar, and it's going to define the difference between any two or more chemovars. All right, the terpene composition. Now, of course, the THC and CBD composition, those are going to come into play. But when we're looking to define one particular chemovar versus another, it's really going to be the terpene composition that's going to give the real unique characteristics of one chemovar over another. And in the case of sativas, the uplifting strains, they're going to have a high concentration of pinene and limonene and a relatively low concentration of myrcene. That's the take home here, folks. So I just wanted to give you that little nugget, that little tidbit of information, and you can take it and do with it what you like. You can put it in your pipe and smoke it if you want, but do with it what you will, folks. Manic Mondays, okay? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I don't want to do a long video today because I have a little bit of work to do. But yeah, that's the lowdown on sativas. Real great for people with depression, fatigue, lethargy, inactivity. The sativas will give you that nice little bit of extra boost to help you start your day and just opening up the mind to really, really getting going and getting creative and moving forward. So that's what you get with the sativas, folks. All right, cool. Well, nice to have you guys join me. Those of you who have joined me, don't forget to like and subscribe and share my videos. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. Have a great Monday and a great rest of your week. All right. Okay.